you, first of all. And I would like to say my name is Joan Rivers. I am doing a chat show for the BBC, and we have an incredible show for you tonight. We have Russell Grant, we have Simon Le Bon and Nick Rhodes. We have Rupert Everett, which is nice for the ladies, be still my heart, or the gay people, which gets us to the next guest, who is Bernard Manning. And, and last but not least, we have from America, who's just flown over for me, my good friend Cher, which makes me feel really great, because Cher is here, and she you all know she's gorgeous, and she's thin, and she's young, and she represents everything that I am not, which kills... Oh, no, she is, because you're thin, too. Yes, do you diet? Sometimes. Oh, I always... No, we didn't... Oh, God. Cher does not... And I am thin, but not... I diet. She is thin. She stands sideways. She is a missing person. And she complains. You know those kind of people that, I can't gain weight, I can't gain weight. Well, here's a fat lip. And you know who else is very thin is a friend of mine? Diana Ross. You ever seen her? I mean, she walks to a pool hole, they chalk her head. I mean, naked, she's like a piece of licorice in shoes. The woman is thin. And no boobies. See, I have no... You don't have that much either. I have no bazooms. That's why I'm wearing this to cover up. My body is like the word tit. It's the same from both sides. And it's just... Except men, boobs are coming back. Are you aware of that? Like Madonna now. Speaking of... Right, aren't you glad? Because you've got a nice body. But oh, you're lucky. Madonna's got the body, but she's also very hair. But do you know about the Madonna pictures? Have you seen the Madonna pictures over here where she was hair? I went to Madonna's wedding. Did you see the hair? She raised her arm. I thought Tina Turner was on there. I was going to die. What a nice audience you are. As I said tonight, we have Russell Grant, Simon Le Bon, and Nick Rhodes, Rupert Everett, Cher, and Bernard Manning. So let's get the show started with Peter Cook, okay?
What a beautiful frock.
Thank you, and what a fabulous tie.
I'm obliged to say that contractually, but it is a beautiful frock, though.
It was lent to me. All my clothes are lent to me like Cinderella.
Well, you've been in London and England for a while now.
Yes.
How have you found it? What have you sort of learnt?
No fog. No fog. Are you aware that you have no fog here? I was brought up in the Sherlock Holmes movies. I never thought Basil Rathbone had legs. There was this fog.
No, the fog's just put in the sort of brochures for tourists. I mean, people flock to see the fog, but we don't actually have any.
That, and the other thing which amazed me is that the women are very chic. They always talk about French women being chic. The English women are very... You just know they have things like Lalique vibrators. I mean, you just know they just like... Don't you find that
we have very, very chic women, yes.
And you should... I've seen you with a lot of chic women. You have a very good time in your life.
I have a wonderful time, yes. I spend it continuous pleasure from the moment I get up to the moment I lay down.
And does that continue through?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, on and on. Nothing but pleasure.
You hang in with the greats. He knows... I mentioned names. I mentioned royalty. Yes, I've been out with that one. Yes, I've been... You have many great friends in many high places.
Yeah, but
I'm very impressed with you.
I don't brag about it at all, but...
excuse me?
I don't brag about it at all.
I've known you a couple of weeks. You've told me everybody 12 times. It's not subtle.
That is true, but I maintain a sort of modest profile in public.
I have some big friends. I have Cher. She's coming on tonight.
Yes,
yeah.
Well, she...
And in the States, I'm hot.
Of course you're very hot indeed.
Yeah, I have friends.
Do you miss any of the friends?
No one.
No one at all?
Nancy Reagan I miss, because I love Nancy. I love her. She's wonderful. I had lunch with her. She's classy. She picked her nose with a breadstick. I bet you, I could call a friend and could you call a royal person and get through to them?
Yeah, I wouldn't be that rude, but I could call a royal person.
You try and I'll try.
Well, try simultaneously.
Who are you going to try? Has to be a real royal person.
I'm going to try...
Don't say Princess Stephanie, because that doesn't count. The mother was a movie star. That's all garbage.
Princess Stephanie doesn't count?
No. Anybody can get through with Princess Stephanie. Her name is on every men's room in this... Oh, grow up. She's a tramp. If you don't know that,
I'll call Prince Michael of Kent.
Okay.
We're very close through the Masonic thing.
I'll call Princess Michael. No, I'll call Nancy Reagan. Okay, you go.
Well, my phone is hidden, I see.
Your phone is hidden.
She
Don't
is
feel
the
hurt.
star
All
of
right.
this show, can't
It's
you?
01. Oh, is that right for the States? 01. Is the White House number? 202. Why don't you go first?
Not Prince, Prince Michael. I got through to Prince. Yep.
Nothing here.
Nothing happening on
Wait,
this
there'll
one.
be something happening.
A mistress of machinery. Joan
Is it the White House?
White House.
Is it the White House in the United States of America?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm not calling collect. This is this is Joan Rivers. I'm a comedian, and I'm an American.
Yes, Miss Rivers.
Could you
May
say it
I
a little?
help you?
Yeah, could you say it a little warmer? Say yes, Miss Rivers. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
See, I told you I know them. Is Mrs. Reagan around?
Thank you.
Darn. You talk. What do I say?
Well, the usual banter with Mrs. Reagan.
Should I call her Nancy?
Call her Nance.
Call her Nance.
Nance.
Call her Nancy.
Mrs. Reagan. Hello?
Is this Mrs. Reagan?
Is this Joan?
I'm dying.
Can we talk?
Can we talk? I'm dying. I'm sitting over here, and Peter Cook tells me he knows royalty, and I said, I know you. How nice of you to get on. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Just nervous as hell. How is the president?
He's wonderful.
Please.
Are you having a great big success in London?
It's going to be fine, and I'm still here for the Harrods sale if you want anything. Just let me know. What a pleasure to talk to you.
It's wonderful to talk to you, Joan.
Give everybody my best, and I'm very homesick.
I will, and have a happy, healthy New Year.
For all of us and our children. Thank you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Isn't she nice?
Isn't that very nice of her
Isn't that
indeed? Tell me, is she as beautiful in the flesh as... I've only seen her on television.
nice? Well, no one's as beautiful as me.
No,
But,
I know that.
Yeah, she's terrific looking.
Well, for goodness sake, introduce our
But
first
Our
guest.
first guest is, if you've been reading your horoscope today, mine said it's a bad day for telling Frank Sinatra mafia jokes, but it is a good day for meeting astrologers. So our first guest today is someone I adore. I watch him on the morning show. He is a Capricorn of cornflakes, the Taurus of toast, Mr. Russell Grant. Okay, we've never met in person, but we spoke once via satellite.
That's right. I was in Bristol, and we
Yes.
managed to get the satellite up over Swindon.
Yes.
And you were at the London Inn, weren't you?
Yes, and you were just darling.
That was so sweet of you. Do you like the colour?
Simple and yet right.
Well, I wore it because so many people say I've got the figure of a banana. Or a bunch. I'm not sure which.
Do they tease you about being a little chubby?
Well, they're bound to. It's always roly-poly Russell or something like that, but I don't really mind, Joan. I mean, you are what you eat, and I eat everything.
Well, right now, I can start eating your jacket.
It's very tasty.
Now, they say you're a psychic, can you cast your own chart?
Yeah, I've looked at my chart, but I've got my own astrologer. And
Why?
Well, the thing is, in human beings, human nature obviously wants the best of life to happen to all of us.
Right.
And even as an astrologer myself, aware of the pitfalls of life, if you look at a chart, you do tend to want to look at the good things and ignore the bad things. Whereas you've got somebody who's on the outside looking in, then of course they can say, hey, Russell, because astrology, forewarned is forearmed. And if you know something is going to happen, then you can, even the most negative situation, make it work for you. And that's what astrology, you see, isn't. It's not prediction. It's trends and cashing in on them and making the best out of them.
So you say, in other words, like, you can have a bad day today. So the thing is, make sure you don't have a bad day.
That's right. But if you've got, for instance, negative aspects around, you haven't, darling.
Oh,
I've
sure.
done yours. You're here.
Oh.
Do you know that Prince Andrew has been in here? Yes.
And?
Well, it means you're in here now. It's the first time you've been into royalty, isn't it?
Yes.
But we'll...
And vice versa.
The thing is, let's say there's a good Jupiter aspect, which you have got next year, for instance. Now, Jupiter is the planet that brings opportunity, good luck, good fortune, and... For instance, if you just use it for what it is, it could mean that you'll get fatter and grow and expand through eating a lot and having a very self-indulgent life. But if you really cash in on it and go for the career, go for the job, go for the honor, go for the prestige, life can be that much more wonderful because you know it's a good time to go for what you want.
Who have you ever seen something very negative for?
Well, there's been quite a few at the very beginning when I was involved very much more on the psychic level rather than astrology. I had a lady who came to me for a consultation, and we do a thing called psychometry. For instance, if somebody gives you a ring or something which is theirs, you can, in fact, pick up the vibrations or the energies around them or the object. And this lady came to me, and I saw nothing except green baize curtains. Over here in Britain, greengrocers, because the weather's so atrocious most of the time, have this mock grass to lay their wares and their fruits on. And it's like a green grass thing, synthetic. And this closed in front of her. And I said to her, I'm sorry, I can't see anything else. She was furious. She was an Aquarian. She went berserk. Anyway, she flew out of Denham, where I was living then, and she was very unhappy. 6 weeks later, this lady was found murdered in long grass in Denham. So the baize stuff, you see, was symbolic of the grass, and the curtains closing symbolic of the end of her life.
It's weird.
Well, it puts you off. You don't want to do any more, you
Yes.
see. That's the trouble, until you suddenly have to pull yourself together and realize it's a useful tool. It's something that can be used for the good if you know how to channel it.
All right, let me give you some names, okay, just to see what you think. What about Madonna?
Madonna?
Madonna. Have you done her chart?
No, I haven't. That's the trouble. I don't know. What sign is she?
An Aries with her skirt rising.
Oh.
She's an Aries, they told me.
She's an Aries.
Yes,
Well, for Aries, this particular, well, it is a very randy, ramish sign. I mean, they are rampant, those Aries. They really like to know which end to go for, and it's normally both. And Aries is a sign for this coming year, innovative, inventive, but I would say to her that for relationship factors, it's very important she should watch, this new marriage, right?
Careful, careful.
Very.
What has been the happiest thing you predicted?
The happiest thing I've predicted, I think, must be Bucks Fizz. That's some time back, and you know the BBC here, there's a quadrangle out the back where, like monks' cloisters, where they all sort of march around when they're feeling harassed. You'll see probably half of EastEnders out there at the moment. And what happened was Bucks Fizz, we got together through astrology, and it's most peculiar. We sat there, they were all flying off to Dublin where the contest was taking place, and I said to Bobby and to the others, do you know, you're going to win this contest, but it's going to be so close, and a country with the initial S is going to be the deciding factor. Well, we zoomed over to Dublin and all the rest of it, and at the very end of this particular contest, Switzerland and Britain were level pegging. And in fact, the last country was Sweden, and Sweden gave us the vote, which made us win. So the initial S came in there. So I think that must be one of the happiest times.
Isn't that nice? What a pleasure to have you on. Will you come back again if they
I'd
pick
love
me
to.
up?
I've even done your chart here, Joan. Do you want
Just
a
tell me
quick
quickly,
one?
fast.
Well, I know it's got to be fast. You've
Yeah,
got
'cause I
other
get
people
I just
coming
get
on.
nervous with these
Well,
things.
look, don't be nervous, because, you've got in your chart terrific aspects here.
Sure.
This next year coming, Jupiter, that planet of opportunity, honor, and prestige, he's all over you. And if the BBC can
the
afford
only one that is.
you'll be back with 13 programs.
Great. Will you come back?
Darling, I'd love to.
And what about Halley's Comet? Because
Hey.
it's my third time seeing it.
How is it?
Thank you so much for coming on. What a pleasure to finally meet you, not on satellite. Good luck to you.
Thank you,
Thank
Joan.
you. Oh,
Bye-bye.
this is wonderful. It just hit me. You could do predictions, so you do the next guest.
Right, let's have a feeling. I feel someone coming back from my past. I feel a lot of people. Yes, now, they're the hottest property in Britain, the United States, and wherever you can buy records. I've got it! Arcadia.
Very good. Okay.
thank you.
Got married, and you're both, your wife's gonna have a baby, and your wife's
She is
gonna have a baby.
indeed. Yeah.
Now, what's gonna happen with the groupies? Because the two of you have had some good time. How old are you?
We were told not to mention it on TV.
How old you are, or the groupies?
Both.
What's gonna
No,
happen?
I'm 23 now.
You're 23. So you've lived a lot for 23.
Quite a lot, yeah.
Yes.
23 years, in fact.
Yeah, good.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that, well, those things, it's just, it's more of a myth, really, with the music thing. I mean, sure, you have good fun, but, I mean, they sort of always get locked outside the backstage door, of course.
Why did you leave Duran?
Oh, we haven't really
We didn't. No, we just became the amusement Arcadia.
Why?
I think there just came a point with Duran. I mean, it just was such a demanding job. After 5 years of literally, I mean, this is the phrase we always use, living out of each other's pockets.
Yeah.
There was the record company on our back and the managers and everybody surrounding us, everybody also who was having a living which involved us wanted, you know, more Duran, more Duran, more Duran. And the five of us just decided that it wasn't us who were making the decisions anymore and that we wanted to give it a rest so that it didn't get stale for us.
They told me two of you came on tonight because of Cher. Do you know her?
She nicked my hotel room in New York. There I was, gone for 2 weeks, and I got back, and she was in it. Gosh.
Oh, hey, that's pretty
Really
sad.
unfair, you know, really.
Were you married then or single?
I'm married, definitely.
Married. Well, then you have to say it's sad.
Yeah.
Should we bring
I don't
Cher
mind,
on?
really.
Should
Yeah,
we
let's bring her on.
Thank the two of you so much for coming on. I think you're wonderful. Will you sign an album later for my daughter? My next guest is one of the most beautiful and diverse performers. She is incredible. She's a wonderful singer, as you all know. Last year, she was nominated for the British Academy Award for a performance in Silkwood. She has won 3 Golden Globe nominations for her role now in Mask, and we think she's going to win the Academy Award for it. She's also won Best Actress in Cannes for her performance in Mask. It's just incredible what's happening to her. Will you please welcome a very simple, very quiet, very unassuming woman, Cher.
Now my chair, God.
You look...
I didn't take it.
No.
Did I?
You borrowed it.
All right.
You look fabulous, as always.
Thank you.
Show your tattoo. She does everything I would like to do. Show them your tattoo. Okay, that's your close-up.
Yeah.
Show your other tattoo.
Yeah.
While we're showing things, they gave me a clip.
Yeah.
The first time you were ever on British television,
Oh, geez.
1973.
No, the
Top of-
first time was 65.
Top of the Pops?
Yes, or Ready, Steady, Go. I don't remember. It was one of those
They
two.
claim it's Top of the Pops. It's 1973.
Oh, was I a dog?
You were never a dog. A little bow wow, but not, no. You've grown into yourself.
Right.
All right, let's see. Can we see the clip, or can we see who you're with? I don't know.
They say our love won't pay the rent, for it's earned, our money's all been spent. I guess that's so we don't have a plot, but at least I'm sure of all the things we got.
No, 65. 1965. But see, you always were trendy. Remember that was the clothes they all wore?
When we were in America, people threw us out of every place. When we came to England, the English people accepted us. It was like, it was something totally different for Sonny and I. So it was special coming here. Also, didn't you did a takeoff on Sonny and Cher, right? Did you play me?
On Saturday Night Live,
Right.
yeah, the first year, and it's one of the most enjoyable experiences I ever had was dressing up in clothes like you.
Yeah. Were you
I
in
don't
the
know, yeah,
Kills? Who was in
Dudley
the
played
Kills?
Sonny, and
Yeah.
I was you.
Yeah.
I never wanted to get out of those clothes at
Right.
all.
Now, how do you plan what to wear? I mean, do you just go buy your stuff off the rack?
Yeah, I bought this dress off the rack.
How do you find these things?
Harvey Nichols, I got this dress.
It's incredible. And what do you wear in real life? You know, when you go to
When I go to the supermarket and
Yes.
stuff, when I clean the
Yes.
toilet.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Once a star, always a star. Are your kids embarrassed a little bit? Like Elijah Blue, how old is he now?
Elijah's 9. He asked me once, he said, are you ever going to come to the school dressed like real mothers? And I said, well, you know, this is it for me. I think my kids pretty much, you know, they accept me now.
What about you? Because you share, as I keep saying, she lives my life in my fantasy.
For you, right.
Yes, absolutely. Because I sit home with Edgar and I say, I wonder who shares out with tonight. You know, it's true. You date them all. You date them. You know it. You hit
That's
them all.
not really true, you know.
Oh, who have you missed? That you didn't want.
Look, I missed these two.
Then you didn't want them.
They got married. That's
Yeah.
what happens when you don't date guys. They get married.
They get married.
Right.
Are you going to get married again, do you
Never.
think? Never?
No, really.
You once said you happened to marry the 2 men that you should never have married.
Yes. The 2 men that I like the least.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
I don't know if I liked them the least before I got married to them or after I got married to them.
What changes?
I don't know. I think that I'm the kind of a person, I have like a 1.5 to 2 year period that I'm interested in people, and after that, I lose interest. And I used to be really ashamed of it or frightened by it, and now I think I'm just going to, you know, I've enjoyed all the people I've been with. You know, I think I started out late, so I haven't been with that many people.
Well.
But, no.
You've been with me. Can
All
you-
right, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, the Air Force.
How many hands would you need to count?
You know that Egyptian goddess or that Indian goddess like that? No, not really that many.
No, I know
I
that.
think that, I don't know. You know all the guys, you know all the men that I've been
Yeah.
with.
Do you think, because we're friends, we
Yeah,
can talk.
right.
If you had to rate yourself in bed, very objectively,
Yeah.
1 to 10, 10 being just, oh my God, there'll be nobody like her ever again in my life, and 1 being like me. Which is you take turns moving. Where would you put, I'm just curious, give yourself a number. Don't be humble.
It's impossible.
Oh, you know if you're good in bed or not.
I am.
Come on. Okay, it's great. What do you do best?
You know what I think? You're good at the things that you like.
I'm so depressed.
We're friends and I'm asking these kind of questions. Jesus Christ, if I was Victoria Principal, I'd be dead.
No,
Right?
well, yes, if you were talking age, but no, because I always look to you of living the life. Now, how do you explain to the kids the different? And I'm not making a joke now. Like different lovers that come in and out. Do they accept that? Do they understand it? Do you find it hard? No, it's a problem. Never for me.
I don't really know. I mean, I'm very open with my children, and because I stay with people. I mean, if I go to dinner with someone, I usually stay with them for 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm not a big dater, and most of the men that I've been with, as a matter of fact, all of the men that I've been with, my kids really have liked, and you know, this is my life. I do the best I can, and I love my children, and the 2 things are not exactly separate, but I'm not going to enter a convent because I have children.
Let's bring on my next guest.
All right, will you
Okay.
promise that you'll be nice to him? I had to come on before this because he was so frightened, and I said, you
How
know,
could he be frightened?
I said, she's a really nice woman. You're going to love her.
Is he single?
Yes.
Are you single?
Yes.
So you be nice to him. My next guest. Oh, aren't we miss sweetness and light tonight? You come over here, will you be nice to him, Joan? No. One of the nicest things about doing this show is you get to meet wonderful, sexy English actors that ordinarily you just see on camera. This is the stars you all know of another country, and also Dance with a Stranger, the amazingly attractive English actor who is the only English actor around, by the way, who's not on Dynasty this week. Will you please welcome Mr. Rupert Everett?
I'm imploding.
Oh, no. Someone told me you took Valium.
8.
Oh.
No, 6.
Are you serious?
Well, a few.
No, not for me, probably for the plane trip over.
No, because my heart starts beating so fast in these situations I can't speak.
Because how old are you now?
25.
25. And you're so successful. So what age did you start?
When I
Yeah.
was 18.
Uh,
Ages ago.
I know, it seems like ages ago. Me too. But I mean it. And you don't live here? None of you live here anymore. I'm so happy to be here. And you're all out of the country. Where do you live now?
Well, I don't really live anywhere, but I spend some time here and some time in Los Angeles and some time in New York.
Why Los Angeles?
Well, I think that's where most of my business is. I mean, the industry, the film industry, so you have to go there, really.
You come back burning from Los Angeles?
Burning.
Burning. You know, do you get together with friends and just talk theater?
No, but
No.
I don't like that anyway.
So what do you do for relaxation?
Sleep mostly, I think. I mean, I do very little. for
Are you always as
relaxation.
much fun?
You know, it's one of those jokes that it's better if you're there.
Yes. So how did you become an actor? What made you start? You went to public school.
Well, no, I wanted to become an actor because I saw Mary Poppins when I was about 6, and I sort of really liked Julie Andrews. And,
She'll be thrilled to hear this. She still thinks she's hot. Oh, Julie, you. He liked you when he was 6.
and I wanted to be an actor ever since. No, I wanted to be a theatre owner before that, then, and then I wanted to be an actor.
Are you proud of what you've done so far, everything, or has there been a lot of garbage along the way?
There's been a bit of garbage, you know, odd nights. I mean, you know, in the theatre and stuff.
But did you ever have to do anything that absolutely was away from what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I had to once, in a play, jump up in the air and be ecstatic.
Oh, that must have taken a lot of Oh, you had to dry out for a year. What about your... when you're really excited, you know,
Well, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And
Are you serious?
No, I couldn't. And the director, who's this very old film star called Geraldine Fitzgerald.
Oh, yes.
She was directing me, and it was the dress rehearsal, and I'd refused to do the jump until the dress rehearsal because I couldn't do it, and I felt so embarrassed. And then I just never got it together. Really, it was embarrassing. But it was a lot of embarrassing things happen in the theatre. I've had so many awful things happen.
What's the worst?
Well, the worst was once when I was doing this very, very serious play in London called The White Devil, which is a sort of is a Jacobean tragedy. And
I thought it was the Joan Collins story.
And a fan had sent me this cake, and in the interval, I needed a chocolate rush, obviously, and so I thought, oh, I'd eat this cake, and like a minute after I'd eaten it, I realised it was a hash cake, and it had marijuana or something in it, and I was wearing my glasses at the time because I was adjusting, I don't know, my jawline or something. And I went on for the second act of the play, in which I had to be baptized into the Catholic faith in my glasses, which were, and it was meant to take place in the 16th century. And I went on completely straight, thinking I was going to be straight, and I had my glasses on, and suddenly I could see for the first time the audience, and I thought, and I could see their auras as well. So I was completely freaked out. And then at the very end of the play, my sister, who is in the play, is meant to be killed. We're all stabbed to death at the end. And we in Jacobean plays, you have lots of speeches when you're being stabbed to death, and everyone's really bored, you know, because you just go on and on. And she was at the front of the stage going, dying. And I had this line, which is, I had my servant who was dead at my knees, and her over there, and I had to say, I was meant to look at my servant and see that she was dead, and I'd say, oh, so you are gone already. And then I was meant to look at her, who was like at the very front, in front of a footlight with big lights on it, and then I was meant to say, and you so near the bottom. And I was so out of it at this stage that I couldn't think what to say. And so I said, but she was doing lots of acting, like, and I said, have you finished?
Thank you so much for coming. Rupert, my next guest has a really love-hate relationship with all his viewers. Every time they say he opens his mouth, someone wants to put their foot into it. Ho, ho, ho. But he's funny, he's witty. I met him a long time ago, I think, which I'm going to ask him when he comes out. Mr. Bernard Manning. So we did indeed meet
We did? How are you?
in Las Vegas.
We did. Who's the president this week?
President.
You keep shooting all your presidents. It's a shame.
Oh, no, 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 that's all over.
They all look nice and fit in here, don't they?
Yeah.
All right? That Barry McGuigan's fit, isn't he? Wish he'd come to bed with me and the wife. Not for a kinky dude, just to put some jump leads on his bollocks.
We did meet.
He looks pissed to me, this
Oh,
fella.
no.
All right, is it?
Darling, he's sensitive. Actors are sensitive.
Actors are sensitive,
Yes,
are they? Oh,
yes. Comics, different.
sorry about that.
You go out and you're a comic.
Yeah.
Don't you feel that?
It's the loneliest gag. Hey, it's the
low-
loneliest
hey,
game in the world, isn't it?
Hey, you're telling me.
It's me against all that lot tonight.
You're feeling in good health.
I'm feeling okay, yeah. 20 stone.
Yeah. Do you worry about that?
No, never had a day's illness in my life. The only time I go to hospital is to see these fellas who've been jogging. The cartilages have gone, the heart's going. You grow old gracefully. That's what you got to do.
Do you ever try to diet?
No.
Never? When you were young, did you ever try to diet?
No, I eat when I'm hungry, drink when I'm dry, even smoke. Tried to stop smoking. I went to one of these acupuncture fellas. Stopped me smoking for one day. Stuck needles in all my cigarettes.
What about when you were young and dating girls? Did you want to be thin, or did the women like you the way you were?
Well, I was slim when I was young. I used to sing with the Oscar Arabian Dance Band at the Lyceum in London, the West End. I started as a singer with a dance band. I was slim and lovely in them days. Nice curly, wavy hair and lovely.
Do women come on to you? You're a big star here.
No,
Are you serious?
I never bother with women.
Oh.
Honest, no, honest to God.
Hey, well, even if you
I've
don't...
been married 26 years.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean...
No, no, honestly, I don't lay about, no. Can you imagine me laying about? Where can I go without being recognised? What do you say? There's Fat Bernard.
If you weren't
You're
married...
very funny tonight, Peter.
Are you ever tempted?
Tempted to what?
That you see somebody really attractive and you think, well, here I am.
Well, here I am.
Well,
Are you ever tempted? I've seen your husband.
oh, I'm tempted.
Old Man Rivers.
No, he's okay.
George Gershwin wrote a song about him. Ooh, Old Man Rivers.
No, my husband...
It's on rolling along.
Except it wasn't George Gershwin that wrote that.
Wasn't it? Jerome
No.
Kern, I'm
Jerome
sorry.
Kern.
Jerome
Jerome
Kern.
Kern.
She knows her songs.
Yeah, well, you have to understand.
True.
So, if you were single, who would you take out?
If I was single, who would I take
I
out?
mean, you never look at women. You're 26 years, you're married, you're on the road, you have
Well,
nightclubs.
I work 7 days and 7 nights. I have a club in Manchester, as everybody knows. I'm there every morning about 8:15. I don't get in some nights, well, about in the morning till about 3:45. I was in Doncaster last night. I'm in Wakefield tomorrow night. I've got to go to the dentist tomorrow morning. When I leave the show, I'm in the dentist chair at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. That bridge there, it's coming loose. So I've got to be there.
Don't you hate it?
Terrible.
Yeah.
I get hold of him by the goolers and say, we're not going to hurt each other, are we? Oh, a nice show. It's lovely. When white people get together, we can enjoy ourselves, can't we?
See, now, the people always come down on you for that.
that?
Every article I've read about you, they say, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist, you know.
Nonsense. I've got a Pakistani lives next door to me. He says to me, I'm a better man than you. I said, I never said he wasn't. What makes you think you're a better man than me? He says, I've not got a Paki living next door to me, he says. Nice people. I was in Bradford last week. I felt like a spot on a domino last week. That's like Harlem with lights.
Yes. Do you ever take a vacation, say, I'm going to do nothing?
Never on a holiday
Never?
in my life. I came to Las Vegas. I met you there at the side
right.
of the swimming pool. And you look fabulous then, and you look marvellous now.
But you were doing a show then. That's how
That's
I met
right,
you.
the MGM Grand for
That's
Granada.
right. What about difference in audience? Did you find it very different?
No. Enoch Powell became Governor Wallace over there, and the Irish gags became Polack gags. See, Irish fellow bought a watch. Said he won't lose a second in 25 years. Very expensive watch. All the family's watching television. News at 10 come up, bum, 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 bum. Right on the clock. 5:15. His son sat there, he said, have you been pissing about with that television set? Irish fellow went for a job on a building site. He said, can you brew tea? He said, certainly. He said, can you drive a stacker truck? He said, why? How big's a bleeding teapot? There's always gags about something.
Now, what about the whole thing, the homosexual thing?
Gays is gags about gays,
But didn't that,
certainly.
yeah, but didn't that backfire on you? Because you do gags about everybody.
No,
you do
I-
gags about
listen,
gay,
well,
straight. But didn't it backfire?
If you tell gags, if you're telling gags, we're not fighting, are we?
Yeah. I agree
We're
with
not
you on
fighting.
that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind anybody being gay as long as they don't flaunt it. Old people don't understand it, so they don't like it.
Oh, people have to understand.
So
Didn't start with our
no, they
generation.
don't. My mother doesn't. She's 85 years of age, a lovely woman, doesn't understand about homosexuals. Doesn't understand Rolf Harris, the comedian. You've never seen him, have you? She thinks he's a painter and decorator. He's about as funny as Woodworm and a cripple's crutch, that fellow. Unbelievable.
But
How
don't
does he
you
get
think
away
it's
with it?
all changed now? What we accept and what we know about it's much more open and much freer.
Yeah, Noel Coward and all these people, it was all queer.
He was gay?
Yes.
Oh,
But
no.
they kept it very nice and quiet, didn't they? Nobody knew about it and all that, and you don't want to know about it. What people do in their own private rooms and all that carry on is their own business. The Queen was going round this hospital, and she said, what's that door lock there for? I said, that's where we keep the AIDS patients. She said, I hope they keep well fed. She said, oh, yes. She said, we give them toast, beans on toast, sardines on toast, cheese on toast, egg on toast. She said, they seem to get a lot of toast. He said, yes. He said, that's the only thing we can slide under the door.
What can't you make jokes about? See, I think the more you make jokes, the better it is for everything. What can't you make? Have you found any subject you cannot do a joke about?
Oh, yeah, of course. There's lots of jokes you can't
What?
make. Well,
Seriously, what?
Handicapped people, people with, you know, arms and legs off and all that. I wouldn't dream of doing that.
Yeah.
I do a lot. I do.
about a crippled person.
I do. I didn't make one about a crippled person.
Yes, you did.
I said about as funny as Woodworm and a crippled's crutch. You
Well,
bloke.
that's a joke about a
Well,
crippled
that's a
person.
public schoolboy there. Your brains was dynamite. You wouldn't have enough to blow your hat off.
Would you laugh at the same joke? This is very interesting. Very often what we laugh at in private, we don't laugh at in public. Does that make sense to you? Rupert, do you know what I'm saying? We all do jokes to each
I
other
go
in
out
private.
to a club,
Do
same
you know
as
what I'm saying?
yourself. My living is making people
Yes,
laugh.
yes.
I go out to a club, they come out to be entertained, they've worked hard, they owe money on the car, they've got to have a mortgage, you say, make me laugh, you fat bastard, make me laugh. I'm up to here.
What about in bed? 1 to 10. Cher gets 10.3. 10.3. Rate yourself as a lover.
Well, I've got a son, he's 24 years of age, he's a lovely boy. He has a snooker place in Rochdale and a roller skating ring, and he does very well.
No, you.
So
you
I've
as-
produced, so I must
But
be all
that's
right.
only one production.
Well, I fire blanks now, I've had the operation.
What a pleasure to have you on. I'm glad to see you in your country.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank
It's
you
lovely to
so
see you.
much. Good night, and thank you so much for watching. Watch us again next week.